Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, and welcome. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and I am so happy to be here with you this morning after my little fiasco last night with trying to go live. So I hope I'm coming in loud and clear, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. So I'd love for you to say hello and let me know that everything's okay from the platform that you're on. So I'm on my Ink and Inspirations with Lisa Brown on Facebook, my business page. Hi, Diana. And also on YouTube. So Diana's on YouTube, so I know I'm there. Hope everything's okay there. And just want to get all the sound and everything checked out before we get started. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Okay. You can see by my little sweatshirt, we are having it's not that cold outside right now, but we're having a little bit of winter again uh, here in Southwest Missouri. It's a beautiful day. We did have some pretty strong storms yesterday, but all is well and doing fine. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm excited to show you two cards with this beautiful dry brush. Look, it's almost blinding. It's so shiny. The dry brushed metallic designer specialty paper that is in the mini catalog. Now, this is on the retiring list, so it's going away once it sells out, as well as the Desert Details set, okay? Or bundle, I should say. So I've used this before. It's really pretty. It's very different. I think it's very different. The sentiments are kind of different, but I love it, and I love the outcome when I use it on a card. So let me just get to where you can see my desk better. Hello, Catherine. Hi, Pam. Thanks for tuning in. Just want to share that I do have a card kit uh, in April with a minimum $50 purchase that I'll send you toward the end of the month. And if you'll use host code PN7QJ4GT, I would greatly appreciate it. Don't use that code if your order is more than $150. Okay. All right. Let's get to it. Okay, so I've got this paper. I bought several packs of it and I've been using it. And the more I use it, the more I see that it just makes any card a wow card. Okay, so sometimes it just takes one element to do that for a card, and this paper is it. Okay, so on this paper has like Calypso Coral and Cajun Craze in with the metallic, and this one has Mint Macaron, which we are losing, and this is probably my most used color that is going away is the Mint Macaron. Okay, but it's beautiful. So if you don't have this paper, take a look at it. All right. Okay. So let me get with the first card, and toward the end, I'm going to show you some more cards that are made with this bundle and this paper. So this is the first card we are making. See how that paper just really stands out? Okay, let's get started here. I have a Calypso Coral base cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and folded in half at 4.25. And so I'm going to go ahead and burnish that with my bone folder. Okay, so just a standard size portrait card. Next, I have a piece of the Delicate Desert Designer Series paper. Now, this is paper is also retiring. It's got these desert colors, this theme with the macaron and the Cajun Craze and the Calypso Coral in it, and Sahara Sand, which is another color we're using. Just has a really, really pretty vibe to it. So I chose this print. You can see it's like a distressed print. Isn't that pretty? 4 by 5.25, and that is going to go over top right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. So let me get my liquid glue. So has anyone created with this metallic paper? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that over front like that, leaving that little border around the edge. Okay, so next I have a piece that I cut from that designer paper, and isn't that a beautiful label? Let me show you the die. Okay, so it cuts a rectangle, but it has these zigzag designs and the little points. So I cut that out already, but you need about a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. And that is going to go over top just like that. Okay, look how pretty that is. I just love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some little dots, because I've noticed on foil, if you go too crazy with the liquid glue, you can kind of see it after it's glued down. So I'm just kind of being just very gentle with my placement of that glue. So let me push that down. And now we're going to do some stamping and die cutting. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I have a scrap piece of mint macaron that I'm going to use to die cut this piece. I'm going to bring in my mini boss here. I call it the mini boss. It's the mini stamping cut and emboss machine, which many of our dies fit through. And it's so lightweight and easy to move around. I love it. If I can use this one rather than my big one, I do. Okay, that's just truth there. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to roll it through, and we're going to cut that piece out. Thank you, Pam. All right. All right, so let's move this out of the way for a minute while I get this piece out. So I've been cleaning out in my craft room. I don't know if I did a couple of lives on the day of the free shipping, and I was talking about that. I had been oh, look, I left my Post-it on the back. I had been, I guess I could say, saving or storing some designer paper for 10 years, that you love, and you think, oh, I'm going to use that. Well, I didn't. And I need to make room because, I have to have all the new. And I'm going to give it to a young teacher friend of ours. So I stamped this in Cajun Craze and die cut it out. Hey, Lynn. But I like the Calypso better on this. I think it's brighter. So I'm going to redo that. Save that for another project. So let me move my die here out of the way and get this other one ready. So we have the die that cuts this out. And I'm going to here's my stamp. Calypso Coral Ink. And I'm going to stamp it on this scrap piece of basic white. Pull that up. Yeah, I like that. I like Cajun Craze too, but just when I compared it to the sample that I had done, I thought, oh, I just like the Calypso better. It's a little brighter. And let's go ahead and cut this out. So I have it here. I had cut my paper so that it will fit through my mini boss here. And I'm going to line this die up with the image. Turn it until I get all... Okay, Lisa. Let me get this right here. I think I have this totally upside down. Do I even have the right die? Here's this part. Is that that? Okay, I'll get it. Just give me a moment. I'm having a moment here. Let's see. Why is this not fitting? Here we go. Oh my goodness. Craziness. Okay, so let me do that. Put it here. And a little tip when you're using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, Sometimes, and each machine is different, okay? Excuse me. And so the tightness of it may vary from one machine to the other, or depending on how much you've used it. So you kind of all stagger the cutting plates where both of them are not trying to roll through at the same time. You see how I have the top one? Oh, you can't see it. It extending a little farther than that bottom one. Okay. I have one of the boho blue machines that was a special that demonstrators could get. And it was really tight, and I was getting super frustrated with it until I found that tip. Stampin' Up gave that tip for it. Okay, so look how pretty that is. Okay, I can move this out of the way now. I'm going to put my die where it belongs. And put that there. Get this out of the way. All right, now let's start assembling. This is going to go here. This is going to go here with dimensionals. But my sentiment, I just have this 1/2 inch strip of basic white. Yes, Diana. Yeah, Lynn. It's like I was struggling there. Okay. Yeah, super struggling. Okay, so I'm using Sending Warm Rays Your Way, which out of all the sentiments for this set, this is my favorite. Okay. And I'll show you. I use some of the other one. There's one that says "Let the Fun Begin," and I think that's great for birthdays. Or it would be great for a retirement card. Let the fun begin. Okay, so let me stamp this and hope I get it straight. So I cut this strip. It's longer than I need. Okay. All right. Sending warm ray. Wait. That is a tongue twister. Sending warm rays your way. Hey, Aunt Vicki. How are you? Okay, let's see. Now, I'm going to cut this at an angle. Just so simple to do it like this. Okay. And this, it looks dark because it looks like I didn't clean my stamp good enough after I used it on Cajun Craze or Calypso. Okay, I'm going to come up about an inch from the bottom of this metallic piece. Okay. Where's my glue? Here it is. Picked up an old bottle. Okay, I'm going to come up about an inch and put that going across like that. I'm going to come down a little more, maybe 3/4. I'm just eyeballing it, y'all. Okay, and then this is going to overlap it just a bit, but not cover up any of the words. So let's put this on first. This is going to go more this way. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this baby on first because I want to see how high I can come with my little piece here, my mint macaron piece. And so I want to leave where I can slide it underneath right there. So I'm going to try not to put a dimensional there. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get this on. I wish I could play music in the background and it not mess things up. Sometimes it's so quiet. All right, so here we go. I'm just thankful it's working today, y'all. Really. Okay, so this is going to slip. And I lifted that dimensional up. That needs to go about right there because, you know, we don't want it to extend past because then it'll fold over when you put it in the envelope. Okay, so I'm going to take some liquid glue and put some here. That blue back there is because I didn't take my Post-it off. I think I had a note saying it was a scrap piece of mint macaron. Okay, but it's okay. It still works. There we go. Okay, let's press that down. Then we can press down on that. Okay, so isn't that so pretty? Okay, and then we have a little bit of a finishing touch. Did I finish the inside? I didn't. Might have to do that. Okay, so I have these gold faceted adhesive back sequins, and I want to use 3 of them. So I'm going to take your pick tool. I like to pick them up with this pointy end, and I'm going to do one right here, and then a small one. You can see I'm almost out of these. One right here, and then take one of these mid-size ones and put it right here. Okay, and then you could finish up the inside with a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white, and maybe either stamp an image on it, or you can put some of that foil. Okay, so let me get these out of the way, and then we're going to start another card. Okay, that's card number 1. Let's do card number 2. Let me get my work surface ready. Okay, on this one I don't need the stamp, but I do need to clean my Sending Warm Rays Your Way, because I'm using that again. Okay. Okay, now that one's ready to go. And I think I use, yep, Cajun Craze on that one. Okay. Put this here, and here is our second card. Okay, lots of shine. Hey, Linda, lots of shine. Okay, let's get started with this one. Got my pieces here. I think everything's cut on this one. So I have a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of Cajun Craze. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish that and get it ready. Okay, and then, where's my sample? I need to be looking at the right one. Okay, I have a piece of the designer paper, and I chose this piece, which is different from my sample, but I wanted a mint macaron layer. Okay, so that's going to go there. And I took that Calypso Coral metallic paper again, and I cut like a 2-inch strip, and I cut 2 of these pieces. Okay, so those are going to be borders here. So what I'm going to do before I glue this layer down, I'm going to put these borders on. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a little bit of liquid glue on the top. I'm going to take this and put one edge at one end, and then the other edge over here. Okay, I'll let that dry a little bit before I play with it. Then I'm going to take this bottom and do the same thing. So a little bit of liquid glue along the bottom edge. And line this up. Okay, so now, let's see, I have a little bit extending, but I'm not going to worry about that. You can turn this over, and you can snip off the excess. And then I have a little bit right here, so I'm going to snip that off. All right. That is going to go right here over top. And I can go ahead and put that down because that layer is complete. So you see these colors. There's a Kelp Papaya in this too, which is one of the retiring end colors. And here's the mint macaron that's leaving. All right. Okay, so there's that, and I can set that aside. Now, in the die set, I used this rectangle die for this card. So I cut it out of the mint macaron, and it is, I cut this about 3.5 by 5 so I could die cut this piece. All right. And it's going to go over top of another piece of designer paper in that Cajun Craze. It's 3 by 4.25. And so I'm going to line that over the top, just like that. And we're going to glue that on. Let me move the die out of the way and get a little bit of liquid glue in the corners, on edge. So we're getting ready to have some visitors next week. My son-in-law and some of his staff are coming up to go fishing and have a good time. So we're excited to see him. And let me see here. And then the week after that, my friend Bonnie, who's the seamstress, does some great, beautiful work for young little girls. And she's coming up with her husband. So I'm super excited. All right, so now we have this ready to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Just like that. I kind of put it in the middle, okay, of that designer paper. And then I have 2 other pieces of that designer paper that I used in the background. And this is a very intricate and pretty die, and it cuts like a dream. Okay, so I'm using this, and let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm putting it together like a puzzle. So I'm extending a little bit off the side, and have that, okay, hang with me if the connection goes out because it's coming back. All right, and then we have this that I'm going to fit right in there, kind of like a puzzle, okay, to make a little element there on the front that's going to act as a backdrop for my sentiment, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Little glue. Take some of the glue that's already there and put it on the tip and kind of move it to the edge so I don't have too much glue. So I'm going to take this and come about right here and put that down. All right, and then again, this one is going to go like that. Okay, so let me put some glue. Okay, let me get some of this and put it on the edges. Then put the puzzle together here. And there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have that. I have had a bunch of these labels. It's from Labels Aglow, which was in the holiday catalog, but I believe this is carrying over this die set. And so it was thin, and I thought maybe that sentiment will fit on it, and it did. It barely fits. So this is another way you can use that sentiment, but you could also do it the same way we did here and cut your little 1/2 inch strip and use it, okay, if you didn't have this. Ooh, that's shiny. Okay, so let's get Cajun Craze and sending warm rays your way. Ink that up. So this is a card you could send any time of day. Not time of day, well, any time of day, but any time of year. Okay, so I'm just gonna stamp and hope it's good. Yay, it looks good. Okay, so now we are going to put this just right here like that, where it extends over on this side. Okay. All right. Y'all are quiet today. Nobody's chattering. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we have that down. Okay, so for this one, I did do my inside. It's a 4 by 5 1/4 piece with a 1/2 inch strip of this designer paper. Hey, Debbie, that I had left over. And I'm going to put that right here on the inside. And I say that's a 5 1/4. Let me measure that again. Oh, that's 3 3/4 by 5. It's a piece that I just had, and instead of recutting a piece, I used it. Okay, y'all ever do that? Even if it's smaller, you can still use that on the inside of your card. We are eating. Okay, Lynn, enjoy that lunch. I'll be getting ours ready here when I'm done. Okay, so that's that card, and then I want to use one of these teardrop sequins. Thank you, Pam. Yes, it is wow paper, Catherine. It is gorgeous. Okay, and so here, I'm just going to put this one teardrop in the middle. Except for, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. Okay, there is our second card. Okay, so let's look at both of them together. Oh, that's it first. Come on, Lisa. Here we go. Okay, so don't you think that makes them wow cards? It's like I feel like I have to keep making them and use up all that paper because it's so pretty. So very pretty. Thank you, Patty. Okay, so I'm going to show you some other cards done that I made with this specialty paper, and show you some cards that I've made with this bundle, the Desert Details. Let me get all my little papers out of the way. My die back where it belongs. Okay, so first you're going to recognize this layout. Remember this with the 3 by 1 inch pieces, this layout? So easy, but look, and I cut it, and then I cut the one, I had the whatever size this is altogether, cut the 1 by 3 inch pieces, and then I put them together in the order that I cut them. So it's like a continuous flow of the design, but yet it's got that white space in the middle. Okay, so that's a super easy card. Super easy card. All right. Then another one. Now this one is different. Okay. Um, I wanted to use this sentiment. You are what sunshine feels like. So I just used that whole background is that paper with a layer behind that of basic black. I took the decorative circle punch and then the 2 inch circle punch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch for these. Okay, and I used the metallic, brush metallic dots from the annual catalog. Okay, and put that on. And this is embossed in copper metallic embossing powder. Our embossing powders come in the basics with the clear, the white, and the black. And then it comes in the metallics with the gold, silver, and copper. So that's what I used on this one. Okay. Then for this little accent piece here, I cut a strip of basic black, but I angled it when I cut, so it's thicker on this end. It's still very thin, and I didn't even measure it. I just knew I needed it 4 inches long to go the width of the paper, and I cut it. See? And then I used the 3 metallic dots there. Okay. Okay, and then here's another one. I really love this one. I love them all, but I love this one as a birthday card. And I just chose this sentiment from another set. Okay. And here I've got 2 thin strips of the macaron metallic behind the designer paper. I've got some brushed metallic copper behind there. And then I die cut this piece, which is, I'm trying to get it where I don't blind you, which is this little die that, where is it? Okay, I've misplaced it. Let me find it. Oh, I don't see it. That's how I lose my dies, y'all. It's somewhere. But anyway, it cuts out. It doesn't die cut. It just cuts out these two little rows here. Okay. Then this is a 1/2 inch strip there, and I just stamped in mint macaron on the mint macaron cardstock and used two metallic dots there, brush metallic. Okay. So that's all the glitz and glimmer there, okay, with that paper. Now I'm going to show you 3 other cards that I did in a previous class that I did earlier, earlier in the life of the mini catalog. So I have this one here, which is a fun fold. See how I use the flower as the background there. It tucks behind. Use designer paper on the inside. So that's another one. And then here's another little corner tuck fun fold. See, I'm still using that. Sending warm rays your way. This one says your small is pure magic. That's cute too. Okay, and this one. Okay. All right, and then this pocket card in the mint macaron, and I used the border stamp from the set and just made a cute pocket card in pale papaya. Okay, so lots of ideas there with desert details, but I really wanted to highlight both the bundle and this beautiful paper. Let me get back on here, see that. So you can see how that one element, that beautiful metallic paper, just makes your cards wow, And maybe not every card needs to be this bright, but wow, it is just amazing what that one element did for the cards. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for being here for the live. And if you're watching the replay, thanks so much for being here. I'm glad everything worked out this morning. I hope to be live again next Thursday morning at 11 a.m. And I hope to see you then. If I can help you with anything, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.